Nothing is as good as it seems, and nothing is as bad as it seems. I recall this one particular time when I was so distraught. I was so down in the dumps, so devastated about my numbers because they were so low. And I just felt like everybody else was doing so much better than me. And I recall my mentor coming to me, and he said, "Horace, nothing is as good as it seems, and nothing is as bad as it seems. Compete, but don't compare." And a lot of times that's how it is in life. We got people out there that we think are doing so well. They're killing it. They're tearing up the game. And we just feel like we're so far behind, and we don't realize that they may be doing worse off than we are. They're not that far ahead of where you actually are. A lot of times you're trying to keep up with the Joneses, but you don't realize the Joneses are trying to keep up with themselves. Another particular time, I recall when I was sitting down, I had just got to Morehouse College. It was one of our first days there, and one of the deans stood up and he said, "I want you all to do me a favor." He said, "Look to your right and look to your left, because I guarantee you one of you all will not be here next year." Well, what does that have to do with anything, Horace? Everything, because that's not just college. That's life. I don't care what you're doing right now, whether you're sitting in a classroom or a department where you're working, or if you're on your average day, just hustle and bustle. I want you to do me a favor. Look to your right and look to your left, because I guarantee you, one of the people that's right there neck and neck with you right now, they're not going to be there with you next year. Well, what is that called, Horace? It's called the process of elimination. Not in the sense of a standardized test, but in the sense of a weed out process, in the sense of a filtering, a funneling process, to get rid of the things that don't belong and keep the things that do. Now you got to ask yourself a question. On which side do I reside? So what do you have to do? You got to put your head down and you got to go to work. You can't be worried about what so-and-so is doing to your right and what such and such is doing to your left. You got to put your head down and you got to go to work. And by the time you look up, I guarantee you, you'll be crossing the finish line. But if you keep worrying about what so-and-so is doing to the right and what such and such is doing to the left, you'll never get to where you're trying to go. Remember, nothing is as good as it seems, and nothing is as bad as it seems. Be blessed. Be encouraged. And as always, stay focused, my good people.